Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I am doing a collective reading and energy update. Those of you who are frequently on the channel know that I channel these collective readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with videos in between that I sometimes refer to as mini readings. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet and you're feeling a resonance with the energy here. I invite you to join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. I am going to go ahead and get the reading started by shuffling the energy oracle cards. So, what do those listening to this reading need to know most at this time? Okay, so I heard it's all part of the plan. So someone might be going through something right now that feels very confusing, very chaotic. I'm seeing someone walking through a fog or feeling like they're literally walking in the dark. And if that's how you're feeling symbolically or metaphorically, I'm getting that there's a reason you feel as though you're walking in the dark. Sometimes our guides or our higher self will actually intentionally mask or hide certain things from our intuition as an exercise in self-trust that actually can lead us ultimately into a deeper connection with that intuitive voice within ourselves, because we're being pushed to act upon and to adhere to that intuitive guidance, even when we don't necessarily have all the answers or have the clear foresight into exactly how things are going to pan out. With happy family and strategy being the very first cards to come out here, these are such beautiful cards to start off the reading because we actually have the happy family card, which symbolizes some kind of harmonious reunion or coming together. I often take this to mean a happy or harmonized relationship with either a healed twin flame or with a harmonious soulmate. So with the strategy card, this also speaks to something being part of your soul's plan. So prior to incarnating here, when we as a higher self create what we call the soul blueprint, we will place certain milestones, so to speak, on our life path. So typically a soul will not plan out to the detail what they want their life to look like, but they will tend to plan certain milestone moments, powerful meetings between soulmates, serendipitous times where they suddenly receive a download or receive life-changing information or rerouting on their life path that changes them forever. And the reason this energy is coming up is because I feel you are on the brink or you've recently experienced one such soul blueprint milestone moment, one such moment where you connected or reconnected very powerfully with someone that you share strong soul intentions with. I'm seeing a feather, which whenever that comes up in a reading, I tend to take it as a sign that there have been visible signs of confirmation or synchronicities, spiritual signs of alignment around this particular person or situation. Something has felt very highly sacred about all of this. And specifically, you may even be picking up on synchronicities around this person's name, around your connection to them. I feel this energy of synchronicity, whoever I'm channeling into here. For many, this does feel like a soulmate or a twin flame that you've either connected or reconnected with recently, or that you're on the brink of connecting with or reconnecting with very soon. Because, of course, time doesn't exist at the level of energy. So sometimes these messages can be a bit in advance of when you actually experience that energy manifesting itself in your physical world. What I do see very strongly is whatever love, union, or connection is aligning here, it seems to really be hinging upon your self-love, your connection with your inner self, with the appreciation card. I'm seeing that whatever this connection is, it's going to reflect to you in real time the evolution of the relationship you have with your innermost self. This is also why cultivating that energy of self-love is of paramount importance at this time, because the more you deepen your connection to yourself, the more that this person or relationship is going to amplify and reflect back to you whatever you have energetically going on within you. There's very much a mirroring effect from your internal world to this external connection. This does give me a lot of energy of a twin flame, especially with the mirroring coming out here, although that doesn't have to be the case for all of you. Regardless, with the broken heart card reversed, I feel that this connection is highly healing at this time to the both of you, especially when it comes to letting down your guard and softening your heart. So can I get some clarification? We do have hostilities reversed as well. So I feel one way you recognize this person or connection is that you feel a really deep level of peace here. You feel extremely calm and stabilized in the presence of this person, either energetically, if you're in their presence over the phone or over video call, or whether it's in person. It's almost like you calm each other's nervous systems because you can recognize that you're on the same wavelength, and therefore that it's safe to really reveal your deepest, truest, most authentic self. Okay, so I'm going to be reshuffling the cards here, and for those of you connecting with the energy of this soulmate or twin flame, I want to know more about who this person is to you. Okay, so for some of you, this may be a situation that's felt stuck in the past or for a very long time that suddenly begins to pick up momentum or begins to move again. Or again, this could be futuristic. This could be something that even feels a bit stuck now, but is going to be moving into action. If something here has felt stuck, it's because the heart space here was the holdup. And what I mean by that is one or the other or both of the counterparts in this connection may have had blockages around their heart space that needed to be released individually before the two of them could come back together and the momentum of this connection could pick up. Now, of course, that will only be relevant if this is someone that you have met in this physical lifetime, that you have a past with in this lifetime. Although regardless of whether it's from this life or other lives, I do get that in all cases, if this is resonating, there's absolutely a deep past life history with them as well. I want to know how this situation is moving into action. Okay, we have door to spirit in the upright position. And this is in the third eye chakra. So I'm getting the way that this connection moves forward will not always seem linear and will not always make sense to the conscious mind. In fact, I don't know what I'm picking up on here. This is a very strange energy coming through, but you will know how this connects if it resonates for you. I'm getting that something about the way this connection looks or progresses in the physical world seems extremely strange or unlikely, or just doesn't seem to follow a linear path. Time almost seems to be irrelevant. Logic almost seems to be irrelevant when it comes to the two of you, because the way your connection progresses seems to be following a highly divine kind of pathway. And it doesn't make sense to your conscious minds or even to people around you, because again, time really seems to be irrelevant here, whether that's because you could go years without speaking and then pick up right where you left off, whether that's because sometimes things seem to be completely over or stopped and then they suddenly pick back up again out of nowhere. There's just something really strange going on with the element of time and timing when it comes to the two of you. So only you can know how or if that relates for you. It's difficult to put this energy into words specifically in this portion of the reading. So do let me know in the comments if that connects for you. I'm also getting that when you're together, time seems to lose all its meaning. So one glance can communicate hours of typical conversation for most people. That can be communicated in a single glance, but also you could speak for hours and it would feel like the equivalent of 10 minutes speaking to a different person. So time just seems to play a very strange role between the two of you. With door to romance upright, I'm hearing that the door romantically between the two of you, or the next step unfolding itself, is happening again according to this divine alignment. And at times the ego may jump in here and question or doubt whether this is even possible, whether it's even moving forward at all. And I'm getting that as the grand illusion between the two of you is the ego mind at times stepping in, trying to question these feelings or question this divine trajectory or the way that things are moving forward. Which is why I see that the main message from the guides that are surrounding and protecting this connection is to really fully surrender into love, focus on your own self-love, because again, your self-love is being reflected back to you in this connection and by this person. And also to really not get too hung up in trying to pre-plan things from the mental level, because so much of what's happening here is about a spiritual and energetic alignment taking place. And that's really what your connection in the physical is adhering to. It's not adhering to logic or to typical concepts of timing from a physical 3D perspective. So I know that this is extremely high level information. I hope that this is making sense to someone listening. I do feel that this reading specifically may just connect with a certain portion of the collective. So of course, as I always say, only take the messages that do resonate for you personally. But if this is connecting, I am going to be continuing these messages in the extended version of the reading on Patreon. So we will be channeling more into how your connection might move forward, any other messages from, I'm hearing that there are spirit guides specifically assigned to the both of you jointly, like assigned to the connection, which is very often the case when it comes to high-level soulmates or twin flames that are meant to meet and connect in this life. So we will be channeling any messages from the spirit guides connected to and assigned to your connection, as well as what this person's true thoughts and feelings are about all of this at this time. So the link to those extended messages is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so let's dive into what other messages your guides want you to know at this time. Okay, so we got anxiety reversed, releasing your fears about something or regarding a certain situation. With caring connections reversed, this may be a situation of feeling unsupported, either platonically, socially, or romantically, or feeling as though your love isn't being returned, or your love for a certain person may or may not be returned. I'm seeing that someone might at times feel themselves getting really in their head, and you're being asked to really release and surrender these fears. And whenever they come up, to really re-enter that place of peace within yourself, by reaffirming to your innermost self that whatever is truly aligned and connected with you in your ultimate unconditional self-love and empowerment will not pass you by. It will continue to consistently show up for you and connect with you in the physical 3D world. And anyone who disconnects from you or shows up inconsistently in the physical 3D world may not at this time be capable or have the capacity to fully connect with you in your own unconditionally loving state and empowerment. And so I'm hearing to be grateful for even the people that seem to be disconnecting from you or seem to not be able to show up for you consistently, because that is really just a sign that they are not the ones who are going to be supporting you the way you deserve and really the way your energetic essence demands to be treated at this time. When I say demands, I don't mean this in any kind of a coercive way, but more so that you are putting off this very powerful, high vibrational frequency of unconditional love that is almost acting as a shield and a barrier, like a wall around you that only allows in what is truly aligned with that powerful, high vibrational frequency. So anyone who isn't able to consistently sustain themselves in that frequency of love will also not be able to connect with you consistently in the physical 3D world. And of course, that inconsistency has nothing to do with your value or the frequency you're putting out. It has to do with the other person's capacity to sustain a vibration that is at your level. So I feel that is one of the most powerful lessons coming through for the collective I'm channeling here at this time. And once again, we have appreciation upright, self-love, self-appreciation, acts of self-care, really deepening that connection to your innermost self is your most powerful tool for shifting dynamics of your relationships, your friendships, your connections, but also shifting your timeline itself, aligning with higher vibrational timelines, because the more deeply and intimately you are connected to your innermost world and the more deeply you love yourself, the higher you are able to go in terms of vibration, and the higher vibrational the timelines become that are actually open and accessible to you. Okay, what else can I channel for the beautiful souls tuned into the reading today? I've noticed that in this reading and in the last two readings, many messages coming through have been extremely personal to specific people, have been extremely related to your soul path, your life purpose. So what this tells me in a general sense is that many of your spirit guides may actually be shifting your focus away from fixating on a specific outcome in love, a specific person romantically, and really opening you up to remembering your true power and worth in a general sense, and allowing you to align with whatever is connected to you when you are in that state of empowerment. So with that being said, though, I do want to channel into your aura and see if there's anyone who is connected to you romantically, energetically, sending you some type of energy at this time. I got the name Mark. I also got the word scent and definition. With the word definition, someone might be wondering what you are to each other, wanting to put a label on this connection. But I see this wondering kind of happening in their own mind. I don't feel like this is something they've most likely communicated, but it's like they've wondered what the two of you are to each other. It's like they're wanting to put some kind of a label on this connection, and they're getting really in their head about it. For whoever I'm speaking to here, this person connected to you is coming up as the thinking man upright. So It's almost like they're running circles in their conscious mind, trying to figure you out, to figure this connection out. I'm hearing there's something about you that causes them to almost begin thinking of you or this connection in a way that they perceive as obsessive, not necessarily in a negative sense, but it's like they just can't seem to get it out of their mind. And I feel they have tried in the past to put this on the back burner, specifically because it seems like there are possibly certain work responsibilities that have required a great deal of focus and attention from them. So that may be playing into why they've been trying to kind of put this on a back burner. So I'm hearing so I can simply just work and focus and live my life. For some reason, this energy coming through seems to be specifically thinking of you very heavily at work. So that might be relevant to someone. With strategy upright, they are also making some kind of a plan. So this isn't just someone in their head thinking about you, wanting to label this connection, wanting to move it forward, but they're actually coming up with a mental strategy or a plan on how to go about doing that. Now, I haven't yet picked up how you might be feeling about this person or situation. So can I get some details on how our collective is feeling here? I feel like you might be a little uncertain because we have the solar plexus in the midway position. So I'm getting the energy of curiosity, of wanting to follow this out, wanting to see where it's going to go. But I'm hearing not being sure how emotionally open and available this person is going to be able to be towards you. So it's almost like you're in this state of, yes, I'm curious to see where this goes. I'm curious to play this out, but I'm not entirely sure how you're going to approach me or what kind of energy I'm going to get off of you. Now, I will say that for some of you, this could be platonic. So this person does seem to have a very masculine energy. Now, those labels for the purpose of these readings, masculine and feminine, do not connect to gender or anything like that. They are labels to describe energy dynamics, and we all do have a balance of both energies internally. So this doesn't have to be a romantic situation, although for many of you, it will be a potential romantic interest. For others of you, this could be someone wanting to collaborate with you in business, a potential social opportunity, a friend. But whoever this person is, again, they've been really strategizing. I feel like they sense that you're a little bit guarded because this uncertainty, it's not a nervousness. It's more like, let's see where this goes. And it feels like a very balanced way to be from your side because you recognize your standards and your boundaries. And it's almost like you are waiting to see how this person is going to move this forward or how they're going to approach you. And they sense that there is a lot of weight being carried on the way in which they approach you. Whether they're sensing this consciously or subconsciously, it's as though they're recognizing that if they approach you in the wrong way, you may entirely shut this down because you do hold these high standards for connection. So in the extended version of the reading, I will be channeling more into how this person will most likely approach you moving into the future, what their deeper thoughts and feelings are here, as well as they do seem to be thinking quite heavily about you, again, possibly especially during the day at the workplace or while they are working. So if you are interested in those extended messages, the link to the extended reading is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. But I do want to see if there's anyone else attached to your aura here. Okay, so we have the woman holding a heart in the reverse position, and this is sitting on the throat chakra. Okay, so someone who feels like, I'm hearing you have their heart against their wishes, which sounds really strange, but it's almost like this is the energy of someone who's been trying to hold back from you, but they can't help but feel taken by you. And that's really the phrasing coming out here is this person saying, I feel taken by you. taken either because they feel committed to you, even though I don't necessarily sense a label on this connection, or taken as in like mesmerized, enthralled by you. So who is this person enthralled by our collective? We have the thinking woman reverse. So they recognize you as someone who is not in the slightest ego-driven. You are entirely guided by the soul, by some higher place that I feel they can't really define or put into words, that we might call your soul or your intuition. But this person actually seems very logical, so I'm not sure if they'd refer to it in those ways. I'm seeing books, so either you or this person may really like to read, or there might be something about books or a library coming out here. This also could just mean that the two of you connect extremely intellectually. With action upright, there's some kind of momentum that's been picking up here energetically, a lot of psychic activity from this person, meaning they've been sending you a lot of energy, whether they've been doing so intentionally or unintentionally. And you've actually been picking up on that energy from this person. They may have even manifested you recently to contact them or reach out to them in some way. They might be thinking of ways to keep this momentum going. I'm hearing they're liking the flow of this. They're liking moving this forward and wanting to keep moving it forward. They're trying to block or repress some intuition that they're having about you or about this connection that is extremely strong. It's almost like they're trying to keep a lid on something or hold something back here because they may have a belief system. There may be something karmic, a karmic connection that is in the way of, like, if they were to allow themselves to intuitively recognize this or know this, it might disrupt something that's very fundamental to their current life experience, whether that's a karmic long-term relationship, whether that's a belief system, a culture, whatever this is. It's almost like they're stuck in a karmic pattern or, again, a belief system, whatever this is, that isn't bringing them what they truly desire, but they're almost trying to kind of disconnect themselves from those true desires or disconnect from that intuition. I'm hearing to avoid feeling the pain of allowing themselves to want consciously what they actually have wanted all along deep down. I know this sounds like a very strange, complex energy. For some of you, for example, if this is romantic, which I'm not getting, it has to be romantic for everyone. But if it's romantic, like what I'm getting is they have these deeper feelings for you and they've been coming through so strongly in their intuition, but because of a karmic relationship or a belief system or something that would prevent them from acting on those feelings, they're trying to keep them repressed. So this may be leading to a very confusing dynamic where you are actually able to pick up on the feelings that this person is repressing. So you might be picking up, and I'm hearing tension, headaches, head pressure. You might get some of these head sensations because you're feeling this person's pressure they're putting on their own third eye, their own intuition, trying to kind of shove down whatever they already intuitively are feeling about you or about this connection. Now, of course, I always say I am not a medical professional, so always see a doctor or medical professional with any physical sensations or concerns that you have. But I do feel this energy coming through of like, again, this person's sending you a lot of psychic energy, and some of it seems related to an intuitive knowing in their third eye that they're trying to shove down or trying to heavily repress. So can I channel anything else about this person or situation? Wow, okay. Beneath the surface, I mean, at a very deep subconscious level, there is a spiritual awakening stirring in this particular person with door to spirit upright. And you actually might at times feel like you're going crazy because you can sense that way beneath the surface, this is someone who is beginning to awaken or beginning to open their mind. You might even see this coming like futuristically. You can tell this person is going to go through a massive awakening, but they might not be in the throes of it yet. So again, this leads to a complex energy where when you speak to or interact with this person, you can sense their mind is already beginning to open, but they may not be fully consciously realizing it yet or willing to discuss it. And they're still trying to remain closed off with the deceit card upright. It's almost like they're still trying to present that same version of themselves that believes all the same things, that thinks the same way, that feels the same way. But you can intuitively tell that way beneath the surface, possibly even deeply subconsciously, they are beginning to awaken. They are beginning to open their mind to new spiritual concepts and ideas. So very interesting reading, and this energy specifically has been so intriguing. I really hope that some of these messages have brought you clarity or helped you to confirm something that your intuition already knows. I will be closing this reading with one final Rumi Oracle card. So what is one final card to close the reading today? Okay, we have the card, the Human Gift. And the guidebook here says, for now, take comfort in this oracle. Just for a moment, let your heart be honored and loved by you. And imagine that you can crack open a window in the dustiest chamber of your own heart temple to let the light of the divine stream in. You may see the angel reaching to assist you. You may receive the gift of understanding, insight, and revelation. You may feel peace, or you may finally allow your heart to break once more, to shed those old grievances and be free and fresh to live and love again. Or you may quietly realize you are human. You are light and dark, of heaven and earth. What a perfect blend you are of all that can possibly be. You are an extraordinary, living, divine experiment in the making. Do not fear your fear, but do doubt your doubt with compassion. Let it be and let it go. You are human after all, and your journey is beyond description. There is a place where sacred tryst is always available to you, in the temple of your heart with the window cracked open so that doubt can fly out and love can breathe freely. So that feels like a beautiful place to close this first reading here on YouTube. Of course, if you do want to continue now with me to the extended version of the reading on Patreon, where we will be diving deeper into all of these dynamics, channeling more into any other energies that may be connected or attached to your aura at this time, and any further spirit guide or higher self messages, the link to that extended reading is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love today. Have a beautiful remainder of your week, and I will connect with you here again in Friday's reading.